Welcome to Yaka Digital Network. If you look across the lush green hills of Uganda, you are looking at the engine of our entire country. Agriculture provides the food we eat and the income that keeps our nation moving. Every day, families sit down to enjoy warm meals of posho and matoke. But have you ever stopped to wonder how that food actually makes its way from the dirt of those hillside farms onto your plate? Farmers look at these plants and see two very different life stories. Some plants finish their work in just one season, while others stay in the ground for years. To keep things organized, we call these two groups annual and perennial crops. Let's look at the annual side first. These are crops like maize and beans. They live a fast life. They grow, produce their food, and die all within a single year or planting season. Now look at the perennial side. Plants like matoke trees or coffee bushes take longer to mature, but once they do, they stay alive and keep producing fresh harvests for many years without needing to be replanted. Because annual crops grow and die so quickly, a farmer has to get every step right. Understanding the science of caring for a plant like maize is the secret to feeding our families and building our economy. The journey of a single maize plant starts long before it ever touches the soil. To give a seed a chance, a farmer must transform wild land into a safe home. The process begins with land clearing. Using a sharp punga, the farmer cuts away tall grass and stubborn bushes. This ensures the young crops won't have to fight for space or sunlight later on. Next is digging. Using a hand hoe, the farmer turns the earth to loosen the soil. Soft ground makes it easy for tiny young roots to push downward and lets fresh air reach deep into the root zone. With the ground ready, the farmer must pick the best seeds. They sift through the pile by hand, keeping only plump, healthy ones, and throwing away any hollow or broken seeds that wouldn't grow. This diagram shows the precision of planting. Seeds must be buried at a depth about 2 or 3 times their own size. They must also be spaced out properly. If they are too close together, they will starve each other of water and soil nutrients. By softening the soil and spacing the healthy seeds perfectly, the farmer gives the delicate plant the foundation it needs to survive its most vulnerable stage. Even in a prepared garden, conflict arrives quickly. Weeds sprout up alongside the crop, and if they aren't pulled out immediately, they will steal the water and food intended for the maize. To protect soil during dry spells, farmers use mulching, laying dry grass over the ground to trap moisture. But they must leave a gap between the grass and the stem. This prevents the wet grass from rotting the plant and stops insects from hiding nearby. Even with careful mulching, farmers must guard against pests, like the stalk borer caterpillar, and various crop diseases that can destroy a season's work. This image shows the warning signs every farmer looks for. Jagged holes in the leaves, yellow patches, or wilting are clear signals that the crop is under attack. To save the field, the farmer acts as a crop doctor. They might uproot a sick plant to stop disease from spreading, or use a knapsack sprayer to carefully apply medicine that kills harmful pests. Farming is a job of constant protection. Without this daily monitoring, a farmer's early hard work could be completely wiped out before the harvest ever arrives. The journey of the annual crop ends at full maturity. For maize, this is when the cobs turn dry on the stalk and are finally ready to be harvested. The final step is safe storage. Harvested crops must be kept perfectly dry in clean granaries. This prevents mold and stops weevils, small beetles that eat dried grain, from destroying the family's food supply. Unlike quick annuals, perennial crops like these coffee trees require years of patience before their first harvest. But once mature, they produce fruit for decades. Because perennial crops like tea and coffee stay in the field for years, they provide very steady work. Unlike maize, which is harvested once and the field cleared, these plants need daily weeding, pruning, and picking throughout the year, creating reliable jobs for entire communities. Whether it's a quick crop of beans or a long-term cotton farm, the goal is the same. Selling surplus food and cash crops provides the income families need for school fees, clothing, and medical care. Growing crops is a precise science that requires patience and skill. When we manage our gardens well, we ensure food and safety for our homes. Thanks for learning with Yaka Digital Network. Visit our website for more lessons to help you grow.